Hey everyone, Tim here once again, and I'm going to give top five most unnecessary recastings or just recastings that made me scratch my head. Where I'm used to these actors playing these characters, and starting with Ross Butler as Reggie in Riverdale. Yes, William Melton, whatever. Um, he's done a good job. He looks like beautiful Squidward. But I'm more used to Ross Butler, especially for being only in the first season. That's one of the reasons I kind of drifted away because I liked this Reggie. And, don't need to get too emotional for Ross Butler because he ended up in 13 Reasons Why. And, just starting a little slow here. Next is J.T. Austin being replaced by Noah Santino. And Noah Santino isn't really a bad actor, and the reason why I put this on the list, there are a lot of Noah Santino, Jesus fans, but for someone that started watching from the first season and getting used to JT Austin's portrayal for the first two seasons, and then all of a sudden, it's really weird watching an actor portray a character you're so used to, and then having them be completely. It's just very odd, very like this is something like having this person did like all of this happening that it's like that actor wouldn't do what like the other actor is doing. It's just very odd for me. But Noah Centino's performance isn't bad. There's an episode where he ends up having these seizures and he is just doing all his best. And yeah, I got to give credit because it's sad that you get typecasted as the romantic, cool guy lead, where there is talent in there for him. But I'm just used to JT Austin's first two seasons as this character. And next is Grace Van Dien being replaced by Danica Yanash for the portrayal of Brooke Osmond in Greenhouse Academy. And as we all know, Grace ended up leaving to be in the show The Village, which only lasted 10 episodes. But, she tells the showrunners, I have my friend Danica, she'd be perfect. And, which is true. They are good friends. Someone just helping a friend out. That's cool. And she's not, Danica is not a bad actress. She's, I love her works in being like Shameless, and she's done good stuff. It's just when you're used to a character for two seasons, like exactly like what I just said before, and you're replacing her like she's the Brooke is one of those characters you have to like rewatch more to understand her. At first she was this spoiled girl, her father was the dean, all of this happening, and Reddit, like one of the few times Reddit is right. She's this character that you can relate to if you watch more of her, of the Grace. I guess I could call it the Grace years. And it goes to season 3, and a lot of people say just ditch the 3 and 4. Stick with 1 and 2, and there you go. I watched the beginning of the like premiere for season 3, and it's just, it is like a completely different character. It's literally like what people have said about the next specific character I'm going to talk about. The replacement of that character is literally what I think of this. Like, she's not completely what Brooke is supposed to be. She's, oh, my father's right there. Like, it's not good. It's really not good. And I'm not gonna put like Becky or like Aunt Viv, because what's cool about with Roseanne with Becky is it's basically its own, like, there's like a meta thing with it. Like, those first 9 seasons, they kind of put it as like this meta, like it's almost meta, which is really cool. And the funniest thing is with Aunt Viv, I always liked the second Aunt Viv more, in my opinion, because most of the episodes with her, believe it or not, for like seasons 4 through 6, have most of my favorite episodes. So that's just that. But yeah, Danica is a wonderful actress. They should have just written her off doing something else. And number 2 is Jo Marie Payton being replaced by Judy and Elder. This has been talked about so many times. Cinemassacre, V Infusio, now Allendale 973. I'm going to give this quick, though. Where the Aunt Viv in Fresh Prince I liked a bit more than the original, this is the complete opposite. Harriet they should have just written her out. Like I said with everyone else. Judy and Elder's performance, and I like Judy and Elder. She was good in Martin. She was funny. She was funny in Martin. She's great in Becker. That's So Raven. But this, with the exception of a few parts, is completely, everything she does in this show for 9 episodes, Jo Marie would have never done. Where, you're the king of this house and I'm your wife or whatever. Just how she is with Carl, where like Carl can do no harm. Jo Marie's Harriet Winslow, the real, like, would have never done anything of what this Judy and Elder, it's just very weird. And it's like, and a lot of the cast has agreed where it's just very uncomfortable. And no shame to Judy and Elder, but it's just weird. And number 1 is the one that gets me mad the most, the one that upsets me, the one that whenever I see this guy, I just want to turn, go back to the original seasons and just reminisce, because there's only one John Boy Walton, and that's Richard Thomas. Richard Thomas as John Boy being replaced by Robert Whiteman, which I believe these guys are friends, because Robert, whatever, did play in a movie Richard Thomas was in. So, who knows? But the thing was, Richard Thomas, his contract was up, and showrunners, there was this whole thing that showrunners thought it would be better just to write him off. All he had a a finale, kind of what that '70s show did with Eric. Just reminisce of all the times with John Boy, and he came back like twice in season 6, and all of a sudden, some guy comes back. Some guy's there. Who is that? I don't know who that is. John Boy. No, that's not John Boy. Yeah, Richard Thomas is John Boy. They don't even have the mole. He doesn't even have the mole. Casting some guy without a mole is like you need the mole. It's John Boy. So, it's just, I can't even explain it. But I digress. And those are the top 5 most unnecessary recastings in TV, in my opinion.